Okay, that's it. Okay. Likutei Halachos, Simcha Bircot Hashachar Halacha Hey. The learning today is dedicated to the refuah of Yosef ben Genya and Hendel Bas Fege and the success in the operation recovery of Avram Yosef Shmuel ben Rachel, and for the success, Gashas Beruchnias of everybody, including me. I don't think Ben Shmuel Yosef. I need it. Gashas Beruchnias and mentally, emotionally, you know, that, all right.
You said emotional and mental is the same. The same?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I cover my bases. You know, if it's a... All right. We're holding by Sif Lamed Vav. Gam al dei riboy הספרים הקדושים שמחדשים בתורה. All these new Sforim, Baruch Hashem, this heilige Sforim that are making chidushim in the Torah. Through this, you cancel the doubts. That the brazenness of the snake, what they call metzach hanochosh, the forehead of the nachash, the brazenness of the nachash wants to to drop that doubt in the rotzin. Why? The main principle. Well, what do the holy Sforim on the Torah, what do? Well, they come in order to take out all the sfekas, all the doubts. And at every single generation, the das is actually declining. Until you don't know the parish in the books of truth. Then comes the true chachamim, the true sages in every generation. And they come and they illuminate us. They have explanations, they have pirushim, they expound, they're mechadash, they show us new things in all the different Torah Kedosha, in all the words of the Heilige Torah. And they put together holy books, holy Sfarim, in order to weed out the doubts in the words of the Torah. They were already written before. This is true both in the overt Torah and in the covert facet of the Torah. All the Sfarim come to expound and to illuminate the doubts. And all the unknowns of the Torah, all the doubts which are in the Torah that we don't know which way it is, they are all what they call a suffix in the supernal will. So they're what? We don't know what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants in the Torah perfectly. See, the thing is that the whole Inyan is that we learn Torah is we want to find what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants for us, and we're davening for the Kodesh Baruch Hu for the koyach to fulfill what He wants. That's it. There's nothing else. That's the whole thing. So when you have a suffix in the Torah, it means you have a suffix. What does the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants? So all the chidushim in the Torah is all to clarify and to blow away the fog from the Ratzon, from the Ratzon. All the mitzvahs of Torah, all the mitzvahs of Torah, this is the wills of Hashem. That you wanted this specific mitzvah will be kept this way. And that mitzvah will be that way. You go and film about Parshas V'al, the film will be with four, with four portions and with dafka white on parchment. As the Rebbe says in Torah Lamed Gimel, Torah 33, the first chalik of Likutei Maran, when you have any kind of doubt, any kind of uncertainty on a certain din, a certain particular halacha in that film. This is a suffix in the Ratzon of Hashem. How was Hashem's will on this mitzvah? Kigon HaSofek Shenafal Al Dei Machlokes Ben Rashi V'Rabbeinu Tam. There's a machlokes, how is the order of the parchments, of the portions of the Torah within the film itself. There's a suffix between Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. That Rabbeinu Tam holds that one portion, the first two portions they agree. The third and the fourth, they disagree about whether the third and the fourth, according to Rashi, should be actually the fourth and the third, according to Rabbeinu Tam or the other way. All the sfekas in Smutter, it's also all the kosher mechabim, the ba'im levayah sfekas shebatorah, they all come to illuminate the doubts in the Torah, and they make books out of it, of quite a few sfarim. Hakol levayah sfekas, everything comes to illuminate and to expound and the doubts. And the more they clarify things, they weed out the doubts that the brazenness of the snake, of the serpent, puts in the ratzon. This is the sweetening, this is the neutralizing of the judgment in its very source. Since the true Chacham, the true sages, are working, are toiling so hard to explain, and to clarify the doubts in the Torah, which are the doubts of what Hashem actually wants. With this, they put in tremendous strength in the belief of the Ratzon. Because in this, they actually advertise that what? That the main purpose of life is to do what Hashem wants. Only watch it. The only thing is we just have a suffix of how we're supposed to do this mitzvah. But the very fact alone, and the more that they strengthen themselves to find out, exactly what a Kodesh Baruch Hu wants, is Chazak Emunah Sarot. So this is the thing that strengthens the Emunah Sarot. You have to understand that the fact that they work so hard to find out what he wants, this in itself is an expression and strengthening the belief that the mitzvah is the Ratzon Hashem. Otherwise, what are they working for? When anybody that works very hard at something, they do it either because they like it or they believe that it's very important. Right? So people play soccer because they like it. The Rebbe says in Torah Aleph, in the first Torah Likutei Maran, they said the Rebbe says that the chen v'achshivas of Yisrael is nafal. That the grace and the importance of Yisrael has fell down. The point is that the person doesn't do anything unless he either likes it or he believes it's important. Something you don't like and you don't think it's important, you're not going to do. Okay, so this whole toil that they're working to find out why, because they believe in the importance of it. Why they believe it's important? Because that's what Hashem wants us to do. In the learning itself and in the Kiyum Mitzvah. And it's one thing strengthens the other. The stronger you are, that everything that happens because Hashem wants it to happen that way. The Ratzon of the person to do the will of Hashem is also getting stronger. And the more you want to do the Ratzon for Hashem, the more you want to do Ratzon Hashem, you believe more and more and more that everything that happens, it happens because Hashem wants it to happen that way. He commits the emunah. The mitzvahs bring the emunah, and the emunah brings it. The Rebbe says in Sefer Amidas that hapesha machnis kfira ba'odam, that the crime, that the avera, it puts heresy and disbelief into a person. It's not the other way around. People think, they don't believe, so they do averis. No. They do averis, and then they become to disbelieve. So what it is found is the Heilige Sforim that are written and come out in every generation. The Rebbe was very particular, was very adamant that people should never make fun of new Sforim. What do you need, all this and that, they have in this form of Avarus, in this form of the Shek, or the people give them out in the corners, people laugh at it, often you should not laugh at anything. Anything what the Rebbe says, they are all very, very necessary. It's not for you, so it's not for you. But between this and making fun of this forum, this is a very ad kedei kach that the Chazal said whoever is making fun of Divrei Chachamim, his punishment is that he is his judgment is to be boiled in boiling excrement. The Rebbe explained what's the shaykhs between excrement and making fun of books. He says because what is excrement? Excrement is that which isn't necessary. The body just takes out. When a person is making fun of this farm, it means that these farm are not necessary. That it's unnecessary. It's over. So it's vida keneged vida. He's making fun of the Chachamim. His judgment is to spend his time in boiling excrement. Hashem Yerachem. Nimtza shesvar makdoshim mitzchashim b'chol do. There's heilige sforim that are renewed in every generation. And b'chinos chizuk harotzon. This is the strengthening of the rotzon. Levatel asofek shemetzach hanachos. To be levatel the doubt of the brazenness of the serpent canal. That through the fact that this Sforim illuminates and dispel all the doubts in the Torah, which is the doubts of how is the Rotzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, privately and specifically in all the din of the mitzvahs. This they have the effect of canceling out all the bad doubts, all the fallen doubts, which is the doubts that the Metzach HaNachosh, the forehead of the Nachosh, the brazenness of the serpent, puts in the supernal Ratzon. When you give tzedakah for the printing of many new Sforim, with this you cancel out the forehead of the snake. You totally eradicate it. We already said that Metzach HaNachosh, even after you destroy it through the tzaddikim, it raises up again. And the ultimate demolishing of the brazenness of the Nachash is through tzedakah. That's the last that's a doomsday weapon. That's the tzedakah. So when this form exists to take away the doubts. When you okay, but then the Metzach also raises up again, even after this form comes. So the final the final defeat of the brazenness of the serpent of the Nachash is through tzedakah. So when you're giving tzedakah to Prince Farim, you wrap it all in one machtachad. You don't have one silver bullet. You clean the whole thing out by giving tzedakah to Prince Farim. We to learn that tzedakah b'vchiras hadar osot tanila v'talya le v'achre. And he says, then came a snake in this particular Torah, and he says, and he put this rejuvenation thing in on the fish and made it and made it. It's a Torah. Rabbeinu says that they came this huge fish that no, that's not that. That's not the Torah. This is a different Torah. It's a totally different Torah that they said that it talks about that the Apikosis comes and wants to drown the Emunah, and so you cut the head off of this nachash, of this serpent that wants to swallow the Emunah, and then comes this serpent and renews this brings the suffix to life again, mamish like resurrects it. So, and this is your machniah through that tzedakah. So this is the whole ma'ase of Rabbi Bar Chana. It says, "Ki hadar asot tanino, came a snake, v'tal levachye, and he rejuvenated that snake. V'kabal the bowl and he wanted to swallow the ship, to swallow the emunah kedosha. Hadarati tzipara pushkanza." Then came an Erev, which is tzedakah, it cut its head off. As the Torah says, this is the process that you kill, you defeat the apikosis of the scientists that get their chayes from the Zakanim, that don't add kedusha every day. But that is not the end of the battle, because they come to life again. Then you have to give tzedakah, and this is how you finish them off. V'akel that tzedakah, when you give tzedakah for the sfarim, shemevatel asfekes b'shorsham, that mevatel the suffix in the shorsh, in the root. Now it's a tikkun at tzedakah b'shleimus niflo. This makes the tikkun of a tzedakah with tremendous perfection. Because what you do is you yank out the entire forehead of the serpent, the brazen of the serpent totally, then you won't be able to put any sfekas at all. Your tzidkoscha is a tzedek forever. The tzedakah is something that exists forever. And how is that your tzedakah will exist forever? Through Torah's chayamis. You give tzedakah lechaber sforim le'ayira ba'oilo levo divrei haTorah shidu hakol ha'mitzvos haTorah. That you give tzedakah for people to come to write sforim, to illuminate, and to illuminate them in the world, in order to explain the divrei Torah, that everybody will know the veracity and the truth of the Torah, and the Torah is truth. This already gives the tzedakah, this what's it called, eisen beton, this iron fortified cement. The cement itself is strong, but
rebar.
When you put iron bar, what do you call it? Rebar, you call it?
Rebar, yeah.
It's called in Yiddish it's called eisen beton. Eisen is iron.
Iron, beton.
And beton is cement.
Yeah,
So it's called eisen beton. So it's
sure.
when you give the tzedakah, you put the tzedakah in the cement. It's become eisen beton. It becomes rebar. Rebar.
Rebar, yeah.
Rebar. I thought rebar was a jam. Rebar. No. Okay, it's not. Okay, I'm sorry.
Icing place in the wall.
Okay. No, rebar. That's okay. So it's tzedakah against loyal, because this tzedakah exists forever. Because the main tikkun of the tzedakah is being nimshach on this more than anything else. He says, and the most important sfar, those that bring the Maisa, with their kiyum to do it. You need infinite amount of sfarim. That every person, no matter which way he is, in every single level, that every person, no matter where he is, no matter where he's holding, in any stage of his life, when he's young and when he's old, when things are going well and when things are going badly, they should be able to rejuvenate itself and to revive himself, and to get from them true advice how to get true advice how to behave in such a way that you should remain standing, on his feet, so it says. And if he falls down, but don't remain down. Excuse me, everybody.
This has been brought to by Kleenex.
Yeah, that was the
Sheldon response. Yeah, give him a little shout out.
Yeah. After this trombone recital by J.J. Johnson, we continue. The idea is that you need so many sfar because each one talks to a different person in a different station in life. Hold on. And if you fall down beseder, don't, that it doesn't mean that you fall apart. V'yikar atikun is chazkas haros, and the main tikun is wanting it again, and strengthening the will again. Everything that goes over you, no matter where you are, if you strengthen yourself in the will to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, and will show you the way of truth. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu will show you how you are able to do exactly what He wants. And until from your own ischaskas, from the way that you actually strengthen yourself, you'll get new ways and eitzes to weed out the doubts that other people have. And then I said, here I come in a scroll of a book, Kosav Olai. It's all written about me. That what? I was zoicha that through me, there were many new books written. Through this, Hashem, I wanted to do my own will. Listen to this. You're listening? Mm-hmm. How do I know that you're listening?
Yeah, I'm right here.
You're right there.
Just because I'm looking in.
Yeah, I know. Very good. The strong will that I had always to do what you want. And your terror was always in my kishkas, in my innards. Even when I didn't manage to do it, I just wanted to. I didn't manage to do it. Your terror was always hidden inside me. That my insides were humming and yearning and pining always. Always to do your will. Well, my innards, the craving comes from my innards. And And this, what you do is you're actually putting together a tremendous amount of Sforim. Because Megillah Sefer Kosav Olai, in the scroll, it says Kosav Olai. The thing that you need to understand, he says, Az nitberu ishel re'eu. Then, you know, Likutei Sefer Zikor Lifnei Hashem V'yireh Shmoi. Rabbeinu says that when two people come and talk in Avodas Hashem, you know, Hashem writes it down in a scroll. You know, in Olam Haba, you and I are going to come, and they're going to say, I'm David, the famous author. And you go like, you talking to me? He says, yeah, you. He says, all the beautiful Sfarim that you wrote, I didn't write like it, hardly right. What are you talking about? I can write, you know, maybe Cheshbonit, you know, I fixed this. What are you talking about? Sfarim. But all the Diburim that you spoke to other people, all the Diburim that you spoke to, this guy was sitting here, this pre-med student that went home with you, and afterwards he asked you a question, you gave an answer. There's a Sefer in Shalayim that's written in that. And after 120 years, they'll show you the Sefer. And we call it Rabbi David. They won't call it just Rabbi David. They call it Rabbi David. What? Look at the Sefer he wrote. B'chel le'efech. Hashem Yirachem. People speak things they shouldn't speak. Hashem Yirachem shouldn't. There are other kinds of Sfarim as well. Without Hashem, you should know that from all your Ritzonos and all the yearning that we have, and all the things that we talk about it, you know, when people can say, yeah, you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk, it's Beseder Gamur. It's Beseder Gamur, because that's what you can do. That's what you can do. You say you wake up in the morning, but then you don't get out of bed. Beseder. So there are ways to do it. But the very fact alone that you are battling with it, you're starting and you fall, and you're starting and you fall, all this is Avodas Hashem. As you told him, you know, you think about Avodas Hashem, you're already Avodas Hashem. You're planning, you're thinking, you're frustrated with it. All this is an adventure book about Avodas Hashem that you're putting together. On the bottom, they're going to show you, this is your Sefer, look at his beautiful blue cover, beautiful Rabbi David, you know, Rabbi David, you know, Adkan, to be continued tomorrow, with Hashem, Hatzlacha, the operation, Avodas of Shmuel, Ben Rochel, at Hashem, for Shleimo, and Hashem should send a Malach Shel Refuah to the surgeon, Bezrat Hashem, that will be Hatzlacha, Niflo, Yel Esek Zel Refuah.